So do you have any doubts in yesterday's session? I'll share the screen so that you can tell me. Um, yes. Is that sharing?
Yes, it's
Yes, I
visible.
hope. Yeah. Now, yesterday we all discussed about this DDL commands, right? Like how to create a table, how to create a database, and how to alter the table, and everything we have discussed. So, if you remember, I just created a table with EMP, which I don't have any constraints. Let me see whether I have any constraints on EMP table. Uh, why, in the sense, I need to show you the difference while inserting data. You'll find some errors. You will find some data. Give me a moment. Yeah, sorry. Now I'll show you this EMP table whether we have any constraints or not. If I have constraints, I'll just remove those. Okay. For EMP table, I don't have any constraint. For EMP1 table, I have constraint unique, not null, and the check. Now I'll just show you the PPT. We'll try to insert the records into the table now. What was the difference we will find between these two tables while inserting data? And you'll get to understand the errors as well now. Yeah, here. See, yesterday we are done with this alter, drop, and truncate. Try to remember the difference between drop and truncate. Anyhow, I'll repeat once again. Now we are into the concept of DML now. DML, we just know that it's a data manipulation language. Means we are going to manipulate something. We are going to change the existing one. Like if you want to insert something, if you want to update something, if you want to delete something. See, I'll just compare this scenario with the real time. Generally, we will get the data. It might be some table format or it might be some file format. After getting the data, there will be something that uh, we need to insert some data into the table. Already data was there on the table, but right now I'll not take any data. I'll try to insert the data. But in the real time, we will get the data from the table, sorry, from the source, and we're trying to insert some other data if required. Otherwise, in generally, while we are developing some tool or some ETL purpose, some transformations or something, when we performing such kind of data warehouse, see, data warehouse is nothing but all type of files or else different sources of files are merging into one common file, one common format. It might be table format or it might be file format, anything. But before that, we'll do some ETL, right? In that ETL, we're going to transform something and we're going to load the data. While loading, there may be something like we have to insert some records, or else error records may be inserted to some other table, or else good records may be inserted to some other table. In such cases, this insert command will be using. And while we want to update some data, like right now we have a salary of 5,000, but we don't want 5,000, it is incremented to another 5,000. Now total of those who are having 5,000 as its salary, I want to update it to 10,000. In such cases, update can be used. And obviously, delete, instead of deleting all the rows from the table, we can delete only some records. Means based on the condition, we are going to delete it. Okay, fine. Now, I'll just try to insert the records into both of the tables. Try to remember the syntax, how we are going to insert it. Okay, so I'll just show you. This is my table. Otherwise, okay, fine. We'll write here. And the two tables is select star from emp1. See, this is the command. We are selecting all the columns from the emp table. And here also, we are selecting all the columns from emp1 table. Okay. Now, let me make it into DB4 database. Now I'll execute this one. See, at a time, two commands also you can execute. See, because I'm using truncate, I'm just getting this one. If you did not use this semicolon also, it is going to work anyhow. Okay, but I suggest you to use this semicolon at the end of the sentence or else command. Now, the EMP having this job, e-name, salary, and the job 3 columns we have in the EMP table. And the EMP1 table, I have employee number, e-name, and job and sal. Now, I will try to insert the records into the EMP table. For that, I have to write insert keyword, insert into. Here I have to mention table name, EMP. Now, what I want to insert? I want to insert values, right? That is why I'm writing values. You should not write value. You should write values. Now open curve bracket. After that, see, it should match the data type. While you are entering something, it should match its data type. I'll let you know. Okay. Now ename. Ename is of what kind of data type? What kind of data type we are using? Char, right? Means varchar we are using. See, always remember when you try to insert data, if it is string type, then you have to mention it in a single quote. Okay, just use single quote and try to write the name. Let us take it as an ABC, close the single quote, and after that, job is also varchar, right? Now I am just taking it as an now it as an HR I'll take. After that, the salary is of some 2000 or else, yeah, 2000. Semicolon. Now I'll be inserting this EMP into this table. Execute. Syntax error. Okay, I did not put here comma. Now try to insert. Now one row affected. Now just execute this one. Select all the columns from the EMP table. See, ABC HR 2000. It is inserted. Fine, right? See, while inserting, you have to remember while it is string kind of data type or else any integer type of data type. See, except string and date data types, we can insert them directly. If it is string kind of data type or else any date kind of data type, then you have to mention it in a single quote. Okay. Now, this is how nicely it is inserted. Now I'll try to insert. I'll remove the single quote and I'll try to insert the data. Now, insert into EMP values of, I'll just take XYZ, comma some, let us take, what we'll take? Executive will take. Executive. And I'll take it as 200 as his salary. Now this int type of data type I'll be keeping in a here. Okay. Now try to execute this one. Try to insert this record. See, incorrect syntax near execute. What kind of data type it is? Okay, job, right? Fine. Now here we are, it is telling that, let me take executes. This is not the error I want. Yeah, this is the error I want. Now, invalid column name XYZ, invalid column name executes. This is the error I want. See, I did not mention these values in a single quote, right? That is why in the back end, not here, in the back end, the server was thinking that those are the column names. Guys, here comes the beautiful point. See, while you're inserting these two records, you're not mentioned in a single quote. Then it is indicating or it is taking in the back end that it is considering those as a column names. Means, can we take column names while inserting the record? Yes, right? Yes. While inserting, we can take the columns also. But this is somehow pro advanced. We'll take that. We'll execute, we'll try to see that once it is executed. Now, somehow there it is throwing an error. We can't execute this into this one. Now I will keep this one in a single quotes. Then it is thinking that these are the values. These are the values. Now I'll try to execute this one. See, one row affected means the data is inserted. While inserting that one, I have mentioned that if you're taking the int kind of data that you want to enter, but I just mentioned this in a single quote, means indirectly I'm telling to the server that please enter this string into the int type of data type. I'm passing the string, enter this 200 into the int kind of column. If you see here, salary is an int data type, right? Whereas this one and this one are string data types, means varchar data types. Here, from this, you can conclude that int can accept string kind of data types. Okay. See, the moment I mentions in a single quote, it is entering. Even though I just mentioned the data type of string. See, now it is not going to consider this is a value. This is an integer value. No, it will not consider like this. It is going to consider 200 is an string. It is just a string. In the back end, data conversion is going to happen. Data conversion is most important. Data conversion is going to happen. How it is going to convert? We'll analyze and we'll write here. When I try to insert string or else varchar data type into int data type, it is accepting, right? Means string to int, it is accepting. This is what our first conclusion. And after that, I'll try to execute. Once I'll show you, I'll try to insert into emp values. This is also string, right? Now I'll insert 200 here and some value of here HR I'll take. Yes, HR I'll take, and after that I'll be inserting 10 as my salary. Now tell me, here also it is executed. See, 200 HR 10 means string kind of data type is executing. Int values also it is taking. See, when I return here XYZ and without single quotes, it is telling me that it is not an invalid column. It is an invalid column, it is telling me. Whereas when I try to insert integers, consider this 200 is an integer, right? So when I try to insert 200 into string data type, means varchar data type, does it accepting? Yes, it is accepting. Means that int into string data type is accepting. Int values, int values into varchar data type. It is accepting. Now, and here also string to int also accepting. Fine. Now we will try to, I want to show some data conversion error here, but I'm not getting. What we will do is that, yes, fine. Now I'll try to insert into emp values. Here, same, I'll take perfectly some Lara, name Lara. He is working as an analyst. Analyst. She's working as an analyst. Now, I will try to mention the salary in the words. Okay, 20,000. 20,000. Okay. Now, I'll try to insert this record into the EMP. Now tell me, yes, this is what the error I want to show you. Conversion failed when converting the varchar value 20,000 to data type int. Generally, when we are converting string data type to int, see here, string to int, this is going to fail. But when we are trying to insert int values into varchar data type, it is going to accept. This is what the conclusion. But you may get a doubt or else confusion. Here also the same string we have taken, right? But here it is inserted. But what about this one? See, whenever we are passing any value, it is going to take universal code for that particular value. Okay. What is that universal code? Means throughout the world, the same code we are following in the backend. So 200 in the server in the backend, it is going to consider 200 as a string. That is why if you see here, even though I did not mention any what's not semicolon, any quotations, means any single quote, in the backend it is going to consider 200 as an int. Whereas when I try to pass XYZ without single quotes, it is taking that it as an column, which is an invalid. So try to understand how it is working in the backend. If you pass with the single quotes an int value, it is going to take. See, there is just saying that for int or else for integers, no need to have a single quote. See, obviously without single quotes means we can directly enter into the data, enter the values, right? So that is why they have mentioned you cannot enter single quotes for the integer data, for integer data types. But if you mention single quotes for integer data types, it is going to work in the SQL server. Okay. Just remember this data conversion. While inserting strings into int data type, it is going to fail. We will be experiencing data conversion error. Whereas when we are inserting int values into the varchar data type, it is going to accept. That is what we have seen here. So this is what the conversion error we are facing. But to avoid this conversion error, sometimes while you're inserting int kind of data type, or else something, a string you need to enter into the int data type also, we are having some conversion functions. Now I'll not show. In the further classes I will show you. We have two functions that we can achieve this error. Okay, now I'll just make it as in 20,000. It is going to accept. See, one row affected. If I show this one, I have these many records here. These many records. See, here we have understood four main topics. Very first one, like this you can insert. Like if it is a string data type, only strings you have to mention. If it is in data type, no need of giving string date means single quotes. If you're required to give single quotes, then you can give. No one will stop you and no error you are going to get. Whereas if you try to insert, see, with the single quotes also int kind of data types, then it is going to take. This is the second one. Integers with single quotes. It is going to accept into the int type of column. This is what an example. Now, here comes when I try to insert integers into the column, string column or varchar column, it is going to accept. This is the third step. And the fourth one is when I try to insert string into the int column, the conversion was failed. So these are all the four steps that we required, that you have to understand while inserting the data. Now, this is all fine. I want to insert only name and the job. I don't want to insert salary. Can I insert only two? Can I insert only two records? Can I insert only two records? Let us see what was the thing we are facing. I want to insert e-name and the job. Salary I don't know, so I don't want to insert there. Now, what I'm getting? Column name or number of supplied values does not match the table definition. What is meant by table definition here? Data definition language means what it talks about, structure of the table, right? Similarly, here it is not going to match the table definition, means structure it is not going to match. See, if you see here in the EMP table, we have three columns. See, in the EMP table, we have three columns. But I'm trying to insert only two columns. I'm supplying only two values, two columns values. If I want to execute this one, I'm getting an error. How can I insert the data in this case?
We need to define the column names.
Yes, exactly. We have to define the column names here itself. I'll just copy this one. Now, you have to take here, you have to mention the columns. One is e-name and another one is job column. Employee of these two columns, values are these two. These are the two values. Now, if you execute this one, see, affected. Now tell me, Lara and analyst was executed. Now in the salary column, what it is going to take? 0? Does
Null.
it take 0? Null. Absolutely. See, it is executed. Lara and the analyst is entered. Means what we are doing here? We are telling to the SQL server, hey SQL server, please enter these two values into these two columns itself. And remaining, please consider it as a null. This is how we can achieve. while entering into only particular columns. We don't want to enter all the values into all the columns. Then we can achieve the same by mentioning the column names like this. EMP of these two columns means in the employee table, into these two columns only, these two values need to be entered. Why we are getting that error while providing this one? We are facing this kind of error, right? Why we are getting this one? It's simple that in the back end, try to understand the back end scenario. In the back end, server SQL Server is thinking that not only SQL Server, any database engine is thinking that based on the data types, it is going to accept the values. So now the two values it is you are mentioned, that is fine. But I have another column. Do I want to insert any of these column into that column, or else do I want to throw an error? See, obviously, SQL Server or any servers, any engines, any virtual engines will not going to take blame, right? Blame in the sense, if we enter some data without meeting the table definition, if they are going to enter the data into the table, sometimes it goes wrong, right? We as a person, as a human being, we know that Lara means name, then we need to enter into ename. Analyst is a job, we need to enter into the job column. But as a machine, this server don't know, right? So without knowing it, if we enter something into the into the table, there may be loss of data, which means the machine is not working properly. So that is why it will not take that blame. It will just simply throw an error like this. Similarly, in this case also, here I just mentioned, right? Similarly, in this case also, when I try to enter the string kind of thing here, a string kind of thing, here also I'm just getting an error, conversion error. It is just because when I try to enter this into the column, backend it is thinking that when I enter this data into my column, obviously there is a loss of data. If data was lost, definitely we are going to blame the server. This server is not working. We need to change the server. So why the server want to take all those blamings, right? That is why server is simply throwing an error. I will not going to enter this value into that particular column. The reason behind it is there is a loss of data. If I try to enter, loss of data is going to happen. For that purpose, in order to achieve this kind of scenario, we have conversion functions. Conversion functions means we are explicitly giving to the server that use this function and try to enter. No worries, if data was lost, I am the responsible. You are not the responsible. Like that, we are telling to the server, and the server is working. Again, while converting, we have two types of conversion functions. I'll tell you on that time. No worries for now. So this is how we will be inserting the data. Fine. This is fine. Only limited columns without meeting the definition also we can enter. Now, fine. Now I will try to insert the data. We'll follow all these things and we'll try to insert the data into EMP1 table. Yes, EMP1, right? EMP1. Name is Lara and analyst, and the salary is of some 3,000. Now I'll try to insert these values into the EMP. I think I have 4 columns, right, in the EMP1? Yeah, 4
Yes.
columns. EMP number also I have. Now I'll enter some 1, 2, 3, 4. one row affected. What is the check constraint I have given here? Okay, fine. Now this is the value is inserted into the EMP1 table. Fine. Now I'll try to insert another record here. I'll just copy this one. Understand carefully. If you're feeling difficulty, let me know. I'll explain you once again. Now I'll give this as same. Everything is same now. I'll insert this record one more time. Now tell me violation of unique key constraint. Cannot insert duplicate into the object EMP1. The duplicate key is 1, 2, 3, 4. It is telling that 1, 2, 3, 4 is the duplicate key. Why it is going to throw this error? See, we have, unique key constraint we have given. Means EMP number column is maintaining only unique key constraints. If you try to give, it is going to throw an error. Now I'll remove this one and I'll just have 1, 3, 4. Try to execute. Now it is executed. Means the first constraint is working, right? Unique constraint is working, right? Now I'll try to insert the salary of 100 rupees. I'll try to insert the salary of 100 rupees. I'll just take it to 3, 4, 5, something like this. And the same name, same this one. And I'll try to insert 100 rupees. See, an insert statement conflicted with the check constraint. What does check constraint? We have given that salary should be greater than 200. At that time only insertion should happen. Apart from that, the records should not be inserted into the table. Now I'm trying to insert 100 rupees into that salary column, which I have check constraint. Initially, whatever the data you're entering here, it doesn't bothered about anything. See, again you insert the same record, it is inserting. Again insert the same record into the EMP table, it is inserting. It will not throw any error because in the on top of EMP table, I don't have any constraints. But when I have constraint in the EMP1 table, when I try to duplicate the key and enter, I'm getting an error that violation of unique key. After that, when I try to insert the salary of 100, in the constraint I have given that employee salaries, those who are greater than 200, those employee details only I want to enter into the table. Otherwise, I don't want to enter. Similarly, here it is greater than 200. That is why it is executed perfectly. Here it is greater than, it is less than 200. That is why we are getting an error here. See, when I try to execute this one, violation of check constraint here. Now I'll make it as 200. The same error because it should be greater than 200. It should not that, it should be greater than or equal to. If it is greater than or equal to, then it is going to enter. But I have given it always greater than 200, then only you should enter. Now instead of 200, I'll be giving 250. Insert. See, did I get any error? No, right? So like that, if we have any constraint, it is going to throw an error. Otherwise, it is going to insert. Fine, this is fine. Now, I want to insert the data. Means all the columns I don't want to insert. I want to insert ID, means employee number, and that employee's salary I want to insert. And the job name I don't know. I don't know the name of that person. I know only the employee number. And I know where he or she is working. And now how can I do that? Obviously, we know if we remove this one, we are going to get an error. If we remove this one, we are going to get an error. If you execute table definition error, we are going to get. What I can do, I can give here, I can supply the column names here, right? Now, first is EMP number. And after that, e-name, I don't know. I don't know the name of that person, but job I know. And the sal also I know. I'll try to give here salary. Now I'll try to execute this one. What it is going to see, invalid column name salary. In the EMP1 table, I just taken sal, not salary. Means the names you're passing here, that should be same as your table name. Okay. The table name, in the table, how the names are defined for the column, those column names only you have to take here. Okay, now I'll try to insert this one. Now obviously I'll get duplication, unique key violation. Now I'll just remove this one. I'll take 245. Now try to insert. Yes, this is what I want. See, cannot insert the null into column e name. Am I inserting anything into the e name column? No, right? But here we just saw that whenever we are inserting something into the EMP table, the leftover one means the leftover column is considering as a null. See, null. And here also the null. So similarly, when we are executing this one into the EMP, E name, it is considering the null. But here in the table definition, see, the moment I create a table, I just given that e name should not be null. Means any name, any kind of name, it should be entered except null. Except null, I can enter anything. So this is what I wanted to show you. Okay, so here you can give something, right? You don't know, right? Just give not applicable in a single quote. Okay, now try to execute. Again, you will get an error. See, insert values specified for values clause. The number of values in the values clause must match. Means this and this should be matching. Now I'll just take here e name. Okay, now I'll try to insert this one.
No extra column.
Yeah, extra we have, right? I'll remove this one. Fine, now it is executed. See, in the EMP2 table. Now tell me, see, constraints are not mandatory. If we have constraint on top of the table, we have to follow those constraints. That's all. The conclusion is that's all. Okay. Now, what I'll do is that I'll just keep this name as here. I'll just give like this. Okay, I'll try to insert this one. Will they be entering or I'm getting any error? Cannot convert char value to money. Where is that char value? Now it is inserted. Now 245 is my name? No. Not applicable is a job? No. Is 233 is a salary? We don't know. 250 is a salary. See, which is wrongly inserted into the data. Okay, somehow violation of that one. Same thing I have executed, right? Now, see here, whatever the columns you are giving, this e name is matching to this one, this job is matching to this not applicable, and the salary is matching to this one, and the employee number is matching to this one. See, that is how it is executed. See, e name is matching to 245. Job is matching to not applicable. Salary is matching to 233. Employee number is matching to 250. Which is wrong practice. So See, you can change the values and the columns. But the moment you are changing the column names, you have to change values also. If you give like this and the values you pass here, it is in the backend, it is taking this e name is considering to this 245. This job is considering this not applicable. This is what it is working in the backend like this. Like this. Employee number to some 250. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. And one more thing, if you want to insert something, you can directly insert here. Okay, I'll just take here. Here I'll take Tara. Tara. And the job is something like analyst. And salary is of some 3,000. Employee number is 1456. Okay, 1455. Now try to execute. Now, see, you can pass the column names as you like, but the value should be matching to this particular column. This e name is considering this Tara. This job is considering analyst. This salary is considered 3,000. This employee number is considering this one. Here in this case, this 1, 2, 3, 4 is matching with this table definition. And the second column we have employee names. That is why we have passed employee name here. And the third column we have job in the employee one table and the analyst we have passed. This is how it is going to work. Now if I execute this, okay, it is already executed, right? No worries. Now let us see those values in the EMP table, EMP1 table. Now see, I did not mention in a line wise order. First I have mentioned ename and this ename has taken Tara. So in the ename column, Tara is inserted. Now second column, it has taken job. Here in my second column is ename, but it is not considering this one. In the job column, I need to enter analyst. That is what it is thinking. In the job column, analyst is entered. In the salary column, I need to enter 3,000. In the salary column, I entered 3,000. In the employee number, I need to enter 1455. In the employee number column, I have entered 1455. This is how in the backend, the server, the engine is going to work. Okay. So this is the story of these constraints. Sorry, guys. Yeah. This is how we are going to insert the records. What if we have constraint and what if we don't have constraints? Okay. But I will tell you once we entered into DQL language. Once we enter into the DQL language, I will show you how dynamically you will be inserting the records. Right now we are giving the values, right? But dynamically also we can enter the data there. Okay, fine. Now, this is my two tables, right? Now, I want to update these records now. What are those records? I want to update, Lara, I have, right? Yes. I want to update ABC as an Tara in the EMP table. I want to update ABC as Tara in the EMP table. Now, how can I do that? I have for update, I have to write update, which what I want to update update EMP, set ename equal to some Tara. Okay, now I'll do this one. Eight rows affected. What I just told, I want to update only whose name starts with ABC, those persons name only I want to update. But see here, everyone is updated to Tara, which is wrong practice. That is why update command is also most dangerous command. Why, you know? See, when I try to update some value here, it is inserting, it is updating all the values. Okay, just give me a moment, guys. Yes. See, everything is updated to Tara. But in real time, everyone names will be Tara. No, right? For that purpose, you can insert. Now I can't do anything. Now it is already updated. I cannot go back there. Okay. Now I want to insert Myra, whose names starts with Tara. I mean, whose e-name equal to Tara. Then what happens if I write like this? Say what happens if I write like this? Set e-name equal to Myra, whose name equal to Tara. Means where condition I want to write. Where is a clause that is preferred to write a condition. Okay, this is a clause generally. So based on this where clause, we can write a condition on top of the rows. I'm not talking about the columns. These are the columns. Employee column, job column, salary column. But these are all the rows. First row, second row, third row, fourth row. Where e-name equal to Tara. Okay, where e-name equal to Tara, then I have to update it as an Myra. You know what happens? Every name will be becoming like a Myra now. Because every e-name is a Myra, right? I have given the condition. E-name equal to Tara, then only I have to update it to Myra. Everyone's name is Tara, then everyone's name will be updated to Myra. I don't want that. See, always remember, when you are having a condition to be applied, always remember you have to apply on top of the unique column. Right now, I don't have any unique column. See, only executes is the unique word I have. So I'll just take this one. See, the moment if you want to have condition, always try to have a condition on top of the unique column. That is the importance of that unique constraint. Where job equal to executes. See, one row affected. Now go and see. See, job equal to executes, it is updated to Myra. Let us see how it is working. Excel. Let me take Excel. This is my updated command. Now I'll show my table here. Yes, this is my table. Now in the back end, what it is going to do? Let us see. Always remember, the moment you see where clause, first and foremost, where clause is going to execute. Okay, where clause is going to execute. How it is going to execute? Where job equal to executes. It comes where, you know what where clause will do? It is going to check the row by row execution. It is always going to check row by row. Remember why I am stressing this row by row. It goes row by row. Job, right? Here job equal to executes, no. Here job equal to executes, fine. Now select this one. I'm just selecting this one. Okay, fine. Here it is selected. Even though it is selected, it comes to next line. It comes to next line, next line, next line. And till the last data, means last record, it is going to take. Now it is taken. Only one I have, that it has taken. After that, it is going, what it is going to do, it is going to update this table. Say update EMP we have written, right? So the moment I return query like this, update EMP, this will keep the table under execution. EMP table under execution means for updation, EMP table is kept under execution. Means this table will be kept for updation. After that, it comes to where condition. After that, it is go for the set clause. Set is a clause, remember. Set is a keyword that helps to set the value for that column or for that variable. See, you will be using set for variable concepts also. Okay, set is a keyword that used to set the value for the column or else for the variable. Okay, now I want to update this table by setting ename equal to Myra. Before that, I have where clause. Now where clause will be executing here. In the where clause, I have checked row by row. Always remember, where clause is going to execute row by row, not group by group. It is executing row by row. Now, one I have selected. Now this values ename I need to execute. Means set, right? I have given set here. Set ename equal to Myra. Now it is going to set the value Myra here, because it is already selected. Now in the updation, from this whole table, only this table is selected. And from this table, ename is updating it to Myra. This is what this command executing in the backend. This is how it is reading the command. Okay, first it will keep the table for updation. After that, it will be going into the where clause. Now in the where clause, I have only one record selected. That record is selected, means that record is highlighted. In that highlighted record only, we are setting the name as a Myra. Now similarly, we will take where job equal to HR. See, that is why for executes only, it is executed to Myra. Now where job equal to HR, I want to execute it as an Sarah. Now what might be the output I'm going to get? Here I want to get Sarah, and here also the Sarah, and here also the Sarah. 3 times I want to get as a Sarah. Execute. 3 rows affected. Now let me check this one. Okay. EMP table, right? See, here also the Sarah, Sarah, and the Sarah. 3 times it has executed. Now let us see the same thing here. This is what my command is. Okay. Here, first it is going to keep the EMP table under updation. It is keeping the table under updation. After that, it comes to where clause, because where clause is already there. See, remember the order of execution. Order of execution is very important. Now, it comes to job HR. Job, it is selected job. Now, yes, HR is equal to HR. Means select this record. Executes equal to HR? No. Don't select this one. Now, HR equal to HR? Fine. Select this one. Now, analyst equal to HR? No. Don't select. Analyst equal to HR? No. HR equal to HR? Select it. Analyst equal to HR? No. Analyst equal to HR? No. Means only these 3 records are highlighted. This record, and the last record is selected. Now, from these 3 records, it is going to set the value ename equal to Sarah. Means this name equal to Sarah and this is also Sarah and this is also Sarah. That is why we are getting an output like this. Okay. Now tell me how where clause is going to execute. Row by row, right? And after that, how how set clause is going to execute. What is the purpose of set keyword? It is going to set the value. See, don't think that only in the update statement we are going to have this set. No. Outside of the update statement, we are going to have this set value. I'll explain you once we enter into the advanced concepts. But for now, just remember set is going to set the variable. Means set the value for the variable. Now, this is what it is going to insert. And the same concepts holds good for the constraints table also. Okay, for constraint table also. Yeah, this is what for the day. Only update and insert. Otherwise, I'll within 2 to 3 minutes, I'll just tell you what is this delete also. Now, to delete the records from the table, I'm not telling that I want to delete the table. No. I want to delete the records from the table. Now I'm just telling delete from EMP. No other, no other things. Delete from EMP, that's all. Now if I execute this one, see what happens? See how yesterday, how the truncate has worked. Similarly, delete is also working, right? Similarly, this structure is remained same, but the records inside it is removing. Exactly for the truncate also. Truncate also they're doing same. Records maintained same. So records deleted, structure maintained same. But the only thing is that in the truncate, we cannot write where condition. If you write also, it is going to throw an error. But whereas in the delete from EMP, here we can write where condition. Now I'll just delete EMP1. Where, what are the records I have? Yes. Where I want to delete this record. Where ename equal to not applicable, that only I want to delete. Where ename equal to not applicable. This record I want to delete. One row affected. Now let me see this one. See, I don't have that one. So this is how you can delete the records from a table by using where condition. Okay. Yeah, that's all for today. And one more thing, guys. We have some more beautiful concepts like what happens for truncate and delete if we have identity property for the table. This is the beautiful concept that we have to discuss, that we are facing, that we have seen in the real time. And moreover, what happens if we delete the records if we have primary key and foreign key relationship? These two are the ultimate concepts that we have to see thoroughly. Tomorrow, sorry, not tomorrow, Tuesday, we will be seeing that. Okay. Directly on Tuesday, we'll be having the class. On Tuesday, we will be seeing that. Those two are very important. Try to see that one. Fine. That's all for today. Let me